Okay, so get this. The Eagles are trying to figure out their 53-man roster, right? And after the first 10 practices, it's getting a little clearer, but there are still 2 whole weeks of camp left and 3 preseason games. So a bunch of stuff is still up in the air. They've got this game against the Bengals coming up, and players are either going to make the team or get cut. Major drama. So at running back, this guy Shipley looks like a perfect fit to replace Kenneth Gainwell, who bounced for Pittsburgh. Shipley can do a bit of everything, but he's awesome at running routes against linebackers and scoring touchdowns. Then there's Dillon, who used to be with the Packers. He's a decent depth guy, but honestly, he hasn't played well enough this summer to be a sure thing. Surprise! They might even cut him and pick up one of their undrafted free agents, Montrell Johnson Jr. or Shunderick Powell instead. Or maybe they'll just keep 2 running backs and grab more for the practice squad. Now, the wide receiver situation is kind of scary. They're super thin there, and if someone like A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith gets hurt, their offense is going to totally sputter. Aeneas Smith and Wilson? Not exactly reliable. They haven't really stood out, and Wilson's been dropping passes left and right. Still, get this. There's a good chance both of them make the cut. Aeneas Smith might even snag the punt returner job, and Wilson's got some physical talent, so maybe they'll give him another shot. Cooks, though? This dude was on the Jaguars practice squad for 2 years, but he's been the Eagles' best backup WR in camp, making crazy catches and running good routes. He could totally be the 4th guy. And don't even sleep on Darius Cooper, an undrafted rookie. He's snagging tough catches and making people miss. Don't be shocked if he bumps someone else off the roster. On the offensive line, Steen is basically a done deal at right guard. He's been with the first team every single practice, and everyone's raving about him. It would be a total shocker if he lost that job. Pryor is looking like a solid backup guard and tackle. Apparently, he's really matured since he was with the Eagles back in 2020, and after playing for the Dolphins, Lamb might be their best swing tackle option, or maybe Kennard. Oh, and Kennard is even playing some right guard, which is cool because it makes him more valuable. Hinton's got potential, and Kendall's blocking well, but this rookie tackle, Cameron Williams, needs a lot of work, probably heading to the practice squad. And then there's Kenyon Green, a former first-round pick. He's really struggled since being traded over. If their O-line coach can't fix him, nobody can. And get this, Trevor Keegan messed up snapping the ball and then got hurt with a back injury. That doesn't look good for that 5th-round pick at all. At defensive tackle, after they traded Thomas Booker, Hall and Byron Young are battling for that 5th spot. Hall's been on the practice squad, but he's been out playing Young, especially in that last game. Young's been injured too, so he needs to get back on the field ASAP to stay in the running. On the defensive line, Uche is pretty much a lock to be the 3rd edge rusher. He's had some good practices, just needs to stop making mistakes. Ujulari, though, not so much. He's barely done anything. It's not time to totally write him off yet, but it's a little concerning. If they don't think he can contribute, they might snag another edge rusher. Okoronkwo, who just signed, is still trying to catch up, but he's been productive in the NFL, and honestly, the Eagles don't have any better options right now.
The Eagles linebacker group is stacked. Seriously, it's not just Bond and Nakobe Dean who are looking good. Munden's been amazing against the run and even better in coverage. Their GM might have found a starting caliber linebacker in the 5th round. And in that same round, they got Trotter, who's one of their most improved players. But the big news is Campbell, their 1st-round pick. He's expected to start week 1 because Dean is on the PUP list. Okay, so they traded for Bennett, the cornerback, which makes that competition even more intense. Adding a guy with starting experience tells you they aren't thrilled with Ringo and Jackson. Bennett, who allowed hardly any yards last season, could totally be an upgrade. He's not just handed the job, but it won't take much to win it. Ringo and Jackson have been way too inconsistent. If Ringo loses out, he might go back to being a gunner on special teams. Jackson, he could get cut if he doesn't win the starting gig. They might keep McWilliams and Ricks as their 5th and 6th corners because they're good on special teams and have more long-term potential. And get this, the defensive coordinator basically called out Jackson last week for not living up to his potential. He's blunt, and it really sounds like he's not a fan of Jackson.